Trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon TCG Pocket video. Today I'm diving into completing all the low rarity missions on the Expert Battles solo player. We're going to take a look at the deck profiles, how I beat them, and how you can beat them too. Let's dive into it. The first deck we are going to be reviewing is the basic fire type deck. I use this to beat the Venasaur challenge, and I do think it's able to beat some of the other challenges as well. But just to go over it, it's a 2-2 Vulpix line, a 2-2 Arcanine line, a 2-2 Rapidash line. I found the Ninetales to be really strong in the deck, and then 2 X-Speeds, 2 Pokeballs, 2 Professor's Researchers, and 2 Sabrinas. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. But when I did first see these missions pop up and win this battle using a deck where all the Pokemon are common, uncommon, or rare, I was a little bit intimidated initially. So I thought it'd be nice to whip up some decks, try out the challenges, and see how you guys can do it too. This is a really low rarity deck. It's pretty free to play, friendly to beat this challenge. You can sub out some of the stronger, evolutionary fire cards. Like let's say you don't have 2 Arcanine, sub it out, throw in a Heatmore, throw in, something a little more common, throw in a Farfetch'd, anything you might have. My hand is not too solid. Going second is great with Ponyta because it only requires 1 energy. Rapidash I kind of feel like is the star, especially if you're going to do an early knockout. I've won a few of these by knocking out the first Pokemon the opponent plays. Okay, I'm going to drop the Vulpix on the bench. Professor's Research. Hopefully we get a Rapidash. Would be absolutely perfect. A Sabrina and another Professor's Research. Okay, you know what? Close to Rapidash. Attach Ponyta for turn. Hit with Flare for 40. As long as they don't get the Ivysaur, we will get the knock on the Bulbasaur. I am a little worried they are going to evolve their Execute into Executor EX. That only needs 1 energy to do, up to 80 on you, which is a lot. And they're going to get that in already. We might see an early L. It did take me a few tries to beat these, so don't be discouraged if you can't get it right off the bat. Okay, and there's the knock on my Ponyta already. Not looking too good for me. We'll go for the Vulpix, but I think I'm just going to go for the restart here maybe. That's like too detrimental for the setup, and they're like so set up now with just having that. Okay, we can 22 myself. Okay, we can stick it out a little bit longer. We're just gonna sack the Vulpix. Oh, I should have Professors. Actually, let's call it a wash. Call it a wash. I make mistakes. You guys make mistakes too. I like keeping these in here and not showing you all the perfect ones. But if you'd only like to see the run done perfectly, let me know and I can change that. I can cut these. But hopefully it's a good laugh for you guys to see these errors. See, I'm not a god gamer. I'm never gonna be. Thankfully, this game has yet to require that of me. And I'm going first, which is worse with this deck. Starting off with Ponyta again, for sure. Bench our Vulpix, call it there. We can hopefully get an early Ninetales online. Pretty strong, but you do have to keep reloading it every turn is the only con with that. Maybe a Growlithe here, get some spread. Okay, another Ponyta. I'm a big Ponyta stan. The first time I beat this challenge, I actually had the Art Rare Rapidash in my deck, and so it did not count. So just be careful with that. You're like, oh, Rapidash, only, bling it out. I got it. I want to use the nice one. And then you have to do it again. You're going to have to do the challenge again if that happens to you. Okay, they've got Execute. They're going to hit me for 20. Hopefully they don't have the EX in their hand, but I feel like they probably do. Should I just take the L with Ponyta? Professor's Research. If I can get Rapidash, I won't. If I can't, I might. Vulpix again and Rapidash. Hey, there you go. Okay, keep her in then. And we're going to get the knock. Try getting Executor EX now, computer. Much stronger starter for us this time. There's 1. Bulbasaur. Venusaur takes a while to get online. And this is doing 60 every turn. Even if they evolve it, I might be a little slower. Okay, we're looking good. Probably going to go for Kangaskhan soon. I'm going to start loading up a Ninetales in the back here. And our fire Pokemon are pretty cheap to retreat, which is really nice. We can evolve for Arcanine too. It's 2 on Arcanine and all the other ones are 1. Go ahead and hit for Fire Main for 60. There's a Sabrina deep in here we can reach out for. Oh, they're going to heal for 50. Ooh, nice. Are they going to evolve into Ivysaur? Ooh, promote the Kangaskhan. Oh, thank God. Okay. Two tails. That's what I'm talking about. Gonna load up another one on the Ninetales. Hit again with Rapidash. Next turn, go for the knock with Ninetales. I like to have that extra fire energy on it already. Oh, are they gonna hit 2 this time? Only 1. Okay. Pretty unlucky CPU side with these coin flips. Not super unlucky, but not great. Okay, let's get another Rapidash online. Let's attach onto Ninetales, X-Speed, retreat Rapidash, promote the Ninetales, hit for 90, and that's 2 prizes. These challenges aren't too bad, but you do need to be a little creative with the deck and not afraid to concede and try a couple times. I've not won any of them on the first try. It's taken all the time it's taken me a few tries. Again, they're having you run, I wouldn't say suboptimal decks, but weaker decks for sure. But I think it's showing, ooh, I can't get the knock, that you can win, you know, on the ladder against these EX decks with single prizers. I really like that TCG Pocket has single prizers as being pretty strong overall. I think that's really cool. 90, this is a win. And that's game. That's gonna be game. So you took one L, but not too bad. Ninetales really strong, Rapidash really strong. Those are my key players. You want to go for quick early knocks, which these do. And with that, we'll move right on into the next challenge. For our second expert solo mission, we are going up against the Charizard deck. So I've cooked up a basic water deck, nothing fancy, a 2/2/2 line of Squirtle, a 2/2 line of Snom and Frostmoth, 2 X speed, 2 Pokeballs, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Misties, and 2 Sabrinas. The Charizard deck is pretty strong, but thankfully the Blastoise, basic Blastoise in ours is kind of the piece de resistance. In this, it shines really well if you can get Misty on it early, and it can knock out Arcanine in one hit and the Charizard in one hit. So it's definitely kind of the absolute best thing. Okay, we're starting with Snom and a Blastoise. We got a Professor's Research too. Not a bad hand. They did not start with a great deck. Sometimes they start with Moltres on their board, and when they do that, it can be really hard to play against that because they can, you know, accelerate their bench so fast. Okay, this is not great for me. This is not looking great. Maybe it's not looking great for them either. What does this do? Does that discard all the energy from it? I'm actually going to lose if I do not draw a basic Pokemon. Pokeball? Okay, great. I'm glad I didn't lose. Hopefully it's a Squirtle. To be honest, it's a Snom. Okay. I kind of wanted a Squirtle. Maybe I just call the Snom a wash. Load up this one. Just give them the knock. I can't really do. Like, they're just going to put 30 on it. I'd rather them just waste their energy. Oh, or this happens. Or that is not what I thought they would do. Okay, here we'll go Frostmoth. We will retreat our other Snom for free. Promote the Frostmoth. Attach for turn. Go for sleep. I was so ready to flip. I'm flipping all the time. So ready. Okay. They don't have enough energy unless they can accelerate. They can't accelerate without Moltres, so they might have to retreat here. Looks like they're just gonna let it go. I do not have a lot to work with in my hand. The Squirtle would be so cool. I'm gonna go for the knock here. If they have Arcanine, they won't be able to do damage with it next turn, but they will be able to in 2 turns. Hopefully I can either keep it to sleep, get the Blastoise online. I do have the Misty, but I really want to save it for Squirtle. I don't want to just put it on a Snom. They're gonna do 30. Actually, it looks like this is gonna go swimmingly. I have lost to this before, especially when they get a early Moltres and have Charizard on their bench, and I just kind of been flipping for powdered snows. It's not ideal, but when you get a scenario like this where they're mostly basic, even if my sleep is doing nothing, it does hold up pretty well. They could still get the Arcanine EX here, and they top decked it. Can they hit with it? They can. But I've got another one loaded in, and that'll still be the knock. Blastoise really does shine in this deck. We're not showing it off, but it is really useful. Frostmoth is really good. Pretty much broadly, if you have any water decks you're using, you can splash in a Frostmoth. I definitely recommend. Sleep is really strong, especially not having to flip a coin for the sleep. I will load up a Squirtle just to see if I can. This would be like the vibe here, right? Let's or nothing. Misty strikes again. If it hits, it dies. Just something to consider. And I just need 2 more points, so I'm curious to see what a computer does in this situation. I feel like they have to retreat it. Yeah, but I think I knock out any of the basic Pokemon besides Moltres. They're retreating it and going for... Oh, that works too. That works too. And frankly, I can just get to knock out with good old Squirtle. You know, sometimes a little man gets a big job done. Okay, let's see if we can Misty. Maybe we can try Wartortle still. I feel like I need to avenge myself. Okay, 1. Can I get like 4? 2? Okay, 2. That's really solid. I can still go with Wartortle here. And then Blastoise is like close to being online, right? Like you guys see the vibe. 2 extra to do 140, 160 for advantage. And that's going to be the Charizard deck. And that's going to be the Charizard match. And with that, we're going to move on right on. And with that, we're going to move on right into match number 3. Expert challenge number 3 is Starmie, which can be hard to deal with, but I have found Electrode here to kind of be the key theme around the electric basic deck that I built. You're going to run a 2/2 line of Voltorb, of Helioptile, 2 of the Zapdoses. I didn't use those that much. 2 of the Farfetch, 2 XP, 2 Pokeball, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Sabrina. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. I'm mostly going for the Electrode here. I was playing around a little bit trying to use a Jolteon in this, and I honestly think it's pretty strong. So that might be, if you really like EVs and that's something you have lying around, I definitely recommend maybe splashing it for some fun. All right, looks like we're gonna go second. That can be nice with Voltorb if I can, or Farfetch'd is always great for second, to be honest. Their Staryu has a 50 health, not 40. Nothing has... Dynamo's the only thing you're gonna get a 1-turn knockout with. Not the greatest hand in the world, to be honest with you. because they normally get that Starmie EX online really quick the couple times I've played this. Ooh, Articuno. Uh-oh. I get a Voltorb, Helioptile, you know, something. Pokeball, X-Speed, Voltorb, let's see it. Or another Farfetch'd. Not really what I was looking for, not gonna lie. Gotta go for the Leap Slap. See if we can maybe get an early knock. I'm not loading up anything good. Is this an electric weakness? It is. There's a Starmie EX. They don't have an energy, right? This will be their first energy. Okay. So it looks like we're gonna have to go for... Okay, here's Helioptile. This is not quite as good as Voltorb, but it's still good. It guarantees the knock next turn. So I think my focus here is definitely going to be getting the Frogadier Greninja second. Are they gonna load up the Articuno? Uh-oh. Okay, only one. That's okay. Oh, they put it on Starmie? That's surprising. And they already got the Greninja out? Oh my gosh. Okay, at least they targeted the Farfetch'd. Weak to electric. I always get, or thunder, what are they calling it? Lightning? I think they call it lightning energy in this. They only loaded up one energy on the Articuno, which is good for me. I've got 90 and they didn't attack it on the bench, which is definitely a little bit of an error from the CPU. Another Helioptile. Okay, can toss him down. Patch return, get the knock. Heliolisk. Definitely makes it trickier. Knocking out the Greninja. Hit the heads there. Didn't need it, but exciting to still get it. I cannot knock out the Greninja in one turn. I am guaranteed to knock it out in 2 turns, which is cool, but it is a cheap retreat. There's the only thing I'm worried about. And they can knock it out this turn if they Blizzard and Water Shuriken. They can't Blizzard, so we're safe on that. Okay, they're just going kind of for a backline. We're gonna do 40 here. I'm gonna Sabrina, see what they do. Here's our Voltorb. Hopefully Electrode can bring it home. Attach on the Electro, attach on the Voltorb. Hit them with the Brina. Oh, they did. I will simply win if they are going to throw this way. Again, some of the CPUs behave weird. I think this should have played out a little bit harder. The Greninja absolutely should have been promoted in this situation. But this electric deck is very strong. If you want to go second with it, going first is a lot harder. You want to get the early hits. Most of your stuff is 1 energy on turn. You've got the Helioptile with 1 energy, the Farfetch'd with 1 energy, the Voltorb with 1 energy. The only thing that's not is the Zapdos. But this is the deck I used to beat the water. I've done it a few times with it already, and I think so can you. Trainers, the next expert challenge we are going up against is the Pikachu and Raichu deck, and I have found my fire basic deck that I whipped up for the Grass Venusaur challenge to be really successful. It's a really fast deck, as is Pikachu. Rapidash is a really key card in here with Arcanine. You can get 1 hit off with your Rapidash early, finish things off with Arcanine. If they promote up a Raichu at all, you can one-shot it. Really just about getting most of their cards into even Ninetales plus Rapidash will also get the Pikachu EX out into without a ton of intensive energy. I tried fighting for a while. It's just too slow and the breakpoints just aren't there to deal with Pikachu. So I found it to be not in the spot where I wanted it to be. It's really nice to go first with this deck, and you can have your Rapidash by the time you get to turn 3, already dealing 40, knocking out most of their things in either 2 or 3 turns, which is really strong. So I mean, second, frankly, is still good, because then you're still doing 20. And if it's Pikachu, you're doing 60 if they don't evolve it into a Raichu. And if they do, 3 turns, it's 100. This Rapidash is just absolutely amazing. Hopefully they don't get Pikachu EX with that Pokeball. That would be not so good for us. Hopefully it's a Magneton. Hopefully it's another Magneton. We got it. We can deal with it. Okay, it's Pikachu EX. And was it Magneton? Zapdos EX. Okay, not ideal. Not ideal at all. Okay, so we are going to attach for turn here. Go ahead and Pokeball. See if we can't get a Vulpix. Excellent. Go ahead and get that Vulpix out. Go ahead and hit Pikachu for 20. Our Rapidash is 100, so Pikachu never knocks it out in 1 turn, which is also something to consider. It can only have 90. Okay, that Raichu is definitely going to stall them for a second. It takes a minute to get 3 on it. Looks like even with Surge, Lieutenant Surge, they'd be 1 short next turn, so that's okay too. I'm gonna drop another Ponyta down here. I'm going to evolve into Rapidash. I'm going to put 1 energy on Growlithe because we want to be able to do stuff. I do like having it early Ninetales for the 90 breakpoint, but at least we'll get the Raichu in 1 more turn. But their Pikachu will be ready to go, and hopefully our Arcanine will be close to ready to go also. That play was insane and made no sense. No sense. That made no sense. They could have done 100 to me if they wanted to. That's crazy. Okay, here's our Ninetales. Okay. Play to the Ninetales out. Give 1. Go ahead and hit for 40. Again, Ninetales being another perfect breakpoint here against the Zapdos, which we love to see. They're only going to be able to do 20. Next turn, I can knock it out because I'll X-Speed, retreat my Rapidash, attach on the Ninetales. Like I said, you're looking just for something really fast, which is exactly what this is giving us. So go ahead and X-Speed for the retreat on the Ninetales. Promote the Ninetales. Retreat the Rapidash. and Flamethrower for 90. And that's 2 price points. And then let's see what they promote. Hopefully they promote the Pikachu EX. I've seen this AI act really weird. Okay, good. It doesn't have a ton of energy, or it's still going to be able to do 90 next turn, which will knock me out and isn't ideal. But we will be able to deal with that with our Rapidashes. We will get 3. Oh, I thought it did. Oh, they're 1 short. They're 1 short. I just assumed. I'm like, oh, they have another electric card. That is disappointing for sure. Okay, we do have to attach on Ninetales to do the 90, but that is totally fine. We can go ahead and evolve here. I don't think we're going to need it. I think we are going to Flamethrower here. And then next turn for the win, it will be Rapidash. Again, I was surprised to use this deck for this basic challenge. I was really expecting a type matchup to kind of win it for me. But, oh, let's see. Will they retreat their Pikachu? They could. Be interesting. Maybe really safe to retreat their Pikachu kind of with anything back there. The Magneton especially. I can't hit anything next turn for that amount of damage. So I always like to think of some of the alternate plays that I might be doing in their spot just to be one step ahead. And with this Pikachu EX, that is the knock. Really good breakpoints between Rapidash and Ninetales. Arcanine as well, but it's 1 point slower. So and that'll do it. We'll move right along to the next challenge. Trainers, the next challenge is Mewtwo that we are up against. And Mewtwo is weak to Dark. And I have found Dark Poison decks to be pretty strong and pretty straightforward to pilot as well, and done well with this challenge. It's a 2-2 Ekans line, 2-2 Grimer line, 2-2 Coughing line, 2 Pokeballs, 2 Professor's Researchers, 2 Kogas, and 2 Sabrinas. We are not running X speed in this deck. It's too expensive, and scooping up that active card with Koga is a lot cheaper and a lot more effective overall. We are going to dive right into this. We're going second with this deck. I really like going second. I think it's super strong, especially if you can get your Grimer out early, get the poison on the active slot, especially if it's Mewtwo EX, and get right into a muck in your hand. I've tried this deck a few different variations. Specifically, I've really tried to make Greninja work in this deck. The idea of a ninja deck is just really appealing to me. Brokey's a colorless. The second stage is a colorless as well, but I could never get it to work. I probably tried 5-10 times and on the ladder as well, and it just never, it wasn't it. But that's gonna be 30 and then another 20 as well. So Grimer actually knocks out Mewtwo really quick, every turn doing 50 to it, so it can knock it out in 3 turns, which is really cool to see from such like a small little basic mon. I'm gonna go ahead and do the Arbok here just because they don't seem to be in a great spot. And that's what I'm going to focus on loading up instead of the Grimer, because they're going to do 50 to me next turn. They're going to have to retreat if they don't want to lose the Mewtwo. They could retreat it at the end of their next turn if they wanted to as well. That would do it. I don't have enough to. They'll get the knock on the Grimer if they want, but you know, frankly, that's like totally fine in my book. Like you can have the knock on the Grimer. 1 Grimer for a Mewtwo, that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, this one's really straightforward. I found it to be quick. I found it to be really effective, and I've enjoyed it. And again, I feel like the AI plays kind of weird, and they'll always try to go for the knock. But it looks like this is the one time they won't. Are they going to knock out with Slap? Hey, there we go. All right. Again, the Mewtwo only has 10 health, though, so pretty much anything will, literally anything will get it. Not pretty much anything. We've got Arbok, which is going to knock out everything as well, even without the advantage. If you want to try some other decks yourself, it's just important to pay attention to the really different breakpoints on all of these cards. What do I need here? Coughing. I'll toss some Ekans down. I don't want another Coughing. Okay, Arbok. Hit it with Corner. That's 1 down. They can hit it for 50 next turn, but if they promote the Mewtwo, I win. They're probably going to have to promote the Rolls. Corellia is weak against Dark. It should do 80. I'm pretty sure her health is 80. I can't 100% remember. My turn. Alrighty, here's our Muck. Muck to load up, if we so please. Hit him for 60. That's 2. Mewtwo is not going to be able to do 150. It's only going to be able to do 150. Rolls is going to be able to do nothing. Dark is really strong against Mewtwo. So if it's something you're frustrated facing on the ladder quite a bit, definitely just pop in a Dark deck. I found it really successful. Pretty straightforward to pilot. Your opponents will probably play better than this computer is playing here, but just something to consider. So that'll do it for the Mewtwo Psychic Challenge. For the last challenge against Machamp EX and Marowak EX, I've actually built a deck centered around Lilligant. Marowak EX is weak to grass, so when 2 Leaf Supply hits, Lilligant can knock it out and is easy to get online while also ramping for a Venusaur in the end to prevent against Machamp knocking it out. And Marowak has to flip 2 to knock it out, but it's one of the bulkiest, rare cards. That's not an EX. So for this, I'm running a 2-2-2 Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur line, 2 Caterpie, featuring my favorite ability, Find a Friend. Put 1 random grass Pokemon from your deck to your hand. Can be anything. 2 Petlil, 2 Lilligant, 2 XP, 2 Pokeballs, 2 Professor's Researches, 1 Erica, and 1 Sabrina. The Erica's nice to give a little protection against the Marowak. The Sabrina's nice to, you know, force something forward and things like that. Going first or second with this deck isn't really a prio. You can go second with Caterpie. That's kind of nice. We're going first, so I'll probably want something like Petlil up in there just so we can start hitting for 10. And it's easy to get the Lilligant and then start ramping your Bulbasaur and Venusaur in the back. Hopefully they don't have Marrow EX right in their starting hand. This one has probably been my most challenging battle to go up against. No Lilligant, which is really unfortunate actually. She's such a key player in this deck to get going, but as long as they don't get their stuff ramped up too quick, which they definitely can, especially going second with something like Cubone, if they have a EX in their hand, because then we're pretty much really behind already. Frankly, I think I'm going to start, you know, just going ahead and buffing up a Bulbasaur, because I'm a little worried that they're going to have, let's just do it. No, I think I chance it. I think I have to go for the chance, because if we draw the Lilligant next turn, it'll be really strong, really powerful, and definitely something we want to do. And I want to make sure I have the opportunity. Relying on the top deck, we can get a, I needed to flip tails twice. I need a lot of tails here. I need a lot of tails here. Okay. The Marowak EX is really strong. I think I'm going to try to go second. Not let them go second. So their Marowak EX is a little bit slower. That is something I've found myself doing with this one. Resetting quite a bit with these starts because they just get the Marowak so fast. And it's really hard to deal with something that fast. Take 2. Second. Okay. Very good. We can start with Bulbasaur, which is not an ideal start, but that is okay. He can knock things out, which is cool. As long as they don't attach on their Marowak. I can't do anything on turn 1. Let's see what they do. Professor's Research, that's a good start. I have a Professor's Research as well as the Sabrina. They're X-speeding. Ooh, they're switching. Ooh, an interesting turn 1. Ooh, another Professor's Research. Maybe a Petlil here. Venusaur and X-speed. Okay, we're going to just go ahead and attach on our Bulbasaur and we'll end turn. This is 30, right? Yeah, they're pretty chunky. Oh, wow. Wow. Strong start for our opponent here. They attached on the Marowak though, which is pretty weird, IMO. I'm gonna Professor's Research first. If I get the Ivysaur, I'm not gonna attach it. We got an Erica, that's cool. We're gonna go ahead and hit for 40 because they didn't go for their Machoke. So it makes me think they don't have a Marowak EX because it's expensive to retreat him. Okay, now they're switching. now a little bit of switch here. This still hits for 40. Makes me think maybe they have Marowak EX in their hand, the way they've set this up. So I think I would frankly like to just force the Machamp back in here because it's so expensive to retreat it and then work on, we're going to force the Machamp in, attach on our Lilligant, force them to retreat it in some way, and hopefully not take too much damage from our Bulbasaur. They need 3 energy for... This is Machoke. I keep saying Machamp. They need 3 energy from Machamp, so that's not a huge deal here. Ivysaur would be really good. It's going to take it a long time to get online. Here's our Pokeball. We'll thin our deck a little bit more. I have 2 Venusaurs. I have a Caterpie and a Bulbasaur still in here. I'm not going to drop the Caterpie. I am going to attach on the Bulbasaur. They don't have a way to accelerate either. I will need 1 extra turn to do this. They only do 120, so as long as I can get the Venusaur up, I'll be good. There's our Marowak already loading up. I don't have the Ivysaur here, which is not so good. I'm a little surprised they didn't. Maybe they have an X speed in their hand. I think I'm not going to attach another energy on Bulbasaur here. I think I'm actually going to X speed it back for 0. Promote up the Lilligant. Attach for 1. They do have the advantage, but they can't knock. The Marowak can knock. Oh, totally forget. I totally forgot that the Marowak had the advantage on the Lilligant. Even though I've probably played this 2 or 3 times against this at this point. Okay, guaranteed. Do I have a Sabrina? I have an Erica. There's another Caterpie. I didn't want Ivysaur or Venusaur anyways. No, sir. Go ahead and load up another Bulbasaur. Our energy is accelerating. As long as the Marowak simply does not attack us, we are good to go. Really need the Ivysaur in here. Definitely in there. He just needs tails. Every time it's tails. It's either tails... Oh, he's forcing the Brina. Uh-oh. We'll do the one that's less loaded up. Kind of a weird move. I guess he's guaranteed two. Oh, he got 1. Okay. I see it. He would have got the knock with 1 as well, though. So I am going to promote my Lilligant again. Let me double check this. Psychic. This is Grass. Okay. Just double checking. They only have 1 point here. Oh, there is our Ivysaur here. We have no other Venusaurs. We have some Caterpies. We have Venusaurs in our hand. I'm going to attach on our Ivysaur here and deal 70. The next turn with the Venasaur should be the win. Go ahead. Sure, you can have 6. You can have 6 grass energies. I really like Lilligant in grass decks. I think really strong card overall. Frankly, they might retreat their Marowak and swap it. Wow. This computer is computering. Okay, that is very much the knock. All right, Ivysaur. Hopefully we get a Sabrina. I need another Ivysaur. Where is our Bulbasaur? Here's Venusaur in the mix. Go ahead and smack it for 100. Really nothing more I can do here. Hopefully they don't flip 2 heads and they only flip 1. As long as they do that, I'm good. If they flip 2, I cry. If they flip 1, I'm in a really good spot. Frankly, or they just make a crazy play and guarantee the win on our end. If I had to go through this again, even though I played it a few times, I would cut one Erica and definitely toss in a extra Sabrina to guarantee that. The heals aren't too good with the mech break points. Pretty much either knocking you out in 1 or 2 because we're playing a weird flim flam type match. That is going to do it for these basic missions. Not basic missions, they are expert missions, and they were fun little crafting missions as well. If you guys enjoyed this, I would really appreciate a thumbs up on the video. I'm a smaller creator and very few of you are actually subscribed to watch my videos, and I would really appreciate a subscribe as well. If you cooked up any interesting decks that you won with these missions with, I would love to see them down below as well. I'll catch you on the next one.